show you my toys.
Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the Neca Ultimate 7-inch scale Predator Ahab figure. Now this is the second release of Ahab. The previous one was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I was kind of late to the Predator game, so I had to pay a hefty price for him, so I wasn't sure if I really needed this one, but boy am I happy I got him. Here's a look at the packaging. I've got a picture of Ahab at the front. Notice that his right eye is missing in combat and he has a scar there. Predator. Some interesting comic panel made with a figure. First we got the guy up here, then we have him fighting a custom engineer that Neca made just for the package. That's really cool actually. Would love to have a guy like that. Then he has the engineer trophy skull. His mask on, mask off. Here he is holding his gun now. Whoever took these pictures did a good job of posing him, but that's not even how the gun is supposed to be held. He's not even actually holding it. If you look closely, his hand is just there, not even holding the weapon. I believe it to be upside down. When I actually check out the weapon, we'll check that out more. But really nice packaging. You see Ahab. Of course, when he gets his trophy skull, and Ahab has got his whale. He is an engineer hunter, something he got obsessed with, I believe, in the comics. And it has a nice Velcro window packaging. Of course, I've already taken the figure out. There he is. And you've got where he was. Nothing really special there. You've got that silicone stuff. Do not eat, it says. Because he has a cloth cape, that's why that would be there. Now here's Ahab fully out of the package. He looks really nice from his cape to his mask to his engineer gun, which I was super excited about. Everything stands out very nicely. As far as accessories goes that he comes with the engineer gun, which I was really excited about. I wish I could get multiples of those, but I'm not going to be buying numerous Ahabs just for an engineer gun. He also has a very large staff in the back, and it came with a clip that I really didn't know what it was for. I ended up putting it in the back of him, and it holds his staff. I've had a clip like that before with a previous Predator release. I didn't know which one it was for, so I'll have to hunt that down. He also came with an engineer skull, which is pretty cool. It's much larger than the human skull. We'll get to check that out a little later. And then, of course, he has his mask, which is removable. Neca gave us the royal treatment as far as accessories go. This Ahab has definitely earned the title of Ultimate. So, his engineer gun, one of my favorite things he comes with, just because it's an addition to the engineer accessories, engineer army, their race. We'll probably never see another engineer figure of any kind, unless they ever make Alien Awakening. Anyway, you can see he's holding it here in his hand. I use his other hand to support it. Now, the picture on the back of here has him holding it with this risen part on the top, and it's actually supposed to be on the bottom, so whoever took that picture didn't even put it in his hand. They just sort of cradled it on top of his two hands. Kind of amusing. Just wanted to point that out. Anyway, absolutely love this engineer gun. Very nice, very nicely detailed. I'm probably going to leave with Ahab, although it's very tempting to give it to one of my engineers. I'll check out how it looks on them in a little bit. He also comes with this large staff that attaches on with a little clip on his back. Very nice, very similar to the one the previous Ahab came with. I think he looks really good with it. You can see his mask. A lot of wear, weathering, battle damage. I can see some scratches on it. Let's take that off. There's his unmasked face. Notice his right eye is missing as it's supposed to be. I like it. I like it a lot. He's also missing this mandible right here. It makes him very unique. He's been through a lot in his life, a lot of hunting, a lot of fighting. Some other accessories that I had neglected to mention earlier. He did come with 2 alternate hands, so he can hold weapons differently. For his right hand, he has an open one, doesn't really help you hold anything. And for his left one, he has another open one, so he could potentially hold the engineer gun, as well as his large staff. He also had a disc, which is a unique sculpt compared to the other discs, and an alternate wrist blade that has triple wrist blades on it. His disc does not have the traditional holster that would go on the side of your average Predator. You can kind of see what it looks like here. It's not a full circle, it's kind of like an oval broken in the center. Here is the Jungle Hunter, or the City Hunter rather, and he's got his disc on his side. Ahab does not have anything like that. But to compare the 2 discs, this is the first time they've made a different kind of disc besides the Shuriken from the AVP movies. But I like how they did not reuse the same sculpt as usual. Then we also have his triple wrist blade gauntlet. It comes off very easily, and you can just simply put the other one in. It's not even a problem as far as staying together. Hold on. And you can now see he has 3 wrist blades instead of just 2, so lots and lots of accessories for this guy. Now, I personally prefer to have a Predator with a removable mask versus one with an alternate head. How does this guy's mask stay on? That would be the only drawback with these type of figures, is that sometimes the mask does not stay securely on their head. This guy's not too bad. He has the issue, like the other ones, where sometimes it will fall off, but if you really just get it on there just right, really does fit on there pretty nicely, so I'm going to give him some serious props for that. Some of the other Predator figures, it's hard to get it to stay on at all. His stays on very sturdily. Now let's check out how tall Ahab is. I went ahead and put him on a little stand so he's an even height for the most part with the camera. Looks like he does have his helmet on. He's at like 8.3 inches with that. Top of his head without is probably something like 8.2 or so inches. He's a pretty tall figure. I do like that he's massive and a big, menacing type of Predator. I guess let's not forget to talk about that other accessory, which is the engineer skull. Very much so like that. Another engineer accessory. This is, like I said, probably our last chance to get any type of engineer action figure accessories at all. Here it is compared to a previous Predator release human, so you can tell it is definitely not a human skull. I love that he has some more alien skulls to collect. Now let's check out his articulation. So let's get this mask off. Of course, he's got the plasma canister, and it comes off his back, fits back in pretty easily. His head, he's got the dreadlocks, which kind of obstructed by that. Goes around, no problem. I'll leave that off for the moment. Looks down, not very much, and up, not very much either, but it's okay. His cape can be moved around. I kind of have it on the side because he has his clip for his big spear thing. So then he got his shoulders. Let's check out this one where you can see a little better. Really don't go out very far because he has this armor sort of obstructing it. He's got bicep swivel in there, I believe. Not really able to. Okay, it's in there. There's some. This here is soft. Can kind of move a little bit. Oh, look, I just ripped that off. That's great. That little tube wire thing. Anyway, double jointed elbows, but honestly, you don't want to do it. It's probably going to rip one of these off. Then he's got his wrist. Doesn't do much up and down, but it goes all the way around easily. Wrist blades, they do come out about yay far. Then he's got 2 ball joint. The top one moves like this, can go forward like that, and back up like that, not too bad. When used in combination with the bottom one, he can look down pretty significantly as well as up and forward. Waist, not quite a very good range of motion up and down with the bottom half, but it goes around. Hips, he's got this sort of, I don't know, animal skin shorts on, or whatever you want to call it, obstructing the legs from going out very far. Double jointed knees all the way around. Love it. And of course his feet, they go around, they go up, down pretty easily, pretty nice. He stands with fair ease for me. Now let's go ahead and check him out with some other Predator figures. Here he is compared to the... Let's try that again. Here he is compared to the Ultimate Jungle Hunter on the left and the Ultimate City Hunter on the right. Kind of your more basic Predators. He's a little bit taller than them, but not by too much. Now here he is next to the previous release of Ahab. This figure was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I think I ended up paying $50+ for mine quite a ways later. Now there is some significant reuse between the two. The mask, I think, has been enhanced and is a little bit different. I could be wrong. They look very similar. Their heads are pretty much going to be the same. Their staffs, slightly different coloring. The older one actually looks a little better from at least the top, a lot of weathering, whereas the new one is just plain silver. The handle is different, so they are a different stick. I can see this one's a lot thicker in that area. If I were to look, I would say the feet are probably identical. The knee is different, the knee pad. This guy has this sort of loincloth thing, whereas this guy has not the fur, but regular leather of some kind. The belt's different. There's actually considerably more differences than I expected. This guy had no ab crunch whatsoever, and this guy has articulation there. So, kind of cool. It's a worthy upgrade, and all the accessories definitely earned the Ultimate title big time. Now, I will say that when this figure was first announced, I was kind of like, okay, another Ahab. I just got him in recent history, and I was like, do I really need to get another one? He's an Ultimate, he's going to cost more, but boy, is he nice, and boy, am I glad to have gotten him. The accessories alone, the two engineer accessories, the gun and the skull, are almost worth paying for alone. I mean, I'm kidding, but they're very nice enhancements. He looks gorgeous, he feels very sturdy. I love his cape, love his damaged face, everything about him. Cannot tell you how satisfied I am with this guy. I ended up getting mine at Target. I had him ordered at BBTS for $27.99 or something like that. And I saw him at Target one day. I bought him. It rang up about $30 and a few cents. And then I went home and canceled my order there. So whoever gets him first is going to get my money. Love the fact that I was able to find him at the store. It's not very often to get these guys in brick and mortar. I don't know if I've ever actually got an Alien or Predator figure in an actual store before. Here he is compared to the Ultimate Fugitive from the movie The Predator. The Fugitive was the first figure release that we've had in a really long time from Neca because of their factory delays. Ahab is the second one. Both of them are Ultimates, similar price point of $27.99 or so. Here he is compared to the newest wave of Predator figures. Very excited to have all these guys. They're each one absolutely amazing. All four of these are from the comics. These guys have all sort of intertwining stories in some ways. Broken Tusk here recruited Machiko to his clan, marked her. Later, Ahab ended up killing Hornhead here and joining his clan. I'm not sure if these two are from the same clan. I kind of suspect maybe they were, but I'm not certain of that. But it's really cool to also be able to have these two guys that fought to the death. Hornhead here was the strongest Predator in his clan, and Ahab challenged him, and then I believe he became the strongest Predator in that clan, joined the clan afterwards. Here he is next to a Xenomorph. You can see it's just a tiny bit taller than him, and he's definitely probably fought Xenomorphs before. He seems to be a hunter of alien races, but I remember he got obsessed with taking down an engineer. Here is Ahab as he is hunting through an engineered temple, looking for them. I'm sure he knows what's in those ampules and to stay clear of them. Here he is compared to some engineers for a size reference. Seems to have an obsession with taking one down. He finally got one. Here's Ahab holding the engineer gun. Here's an actual engineer holding the engineer gun. It actually works out very well. They do have open hands on both their hands, but he's able to use this hand to support the gun just like Ahab does. And this hand here fell in and fits in pretty nicely to the handle. You can kind of do it with this guy as well, but it's not as convincing. It definitely looks a lot better with their flight suit, their battle suit. And then of course there is also this kind of engineer, the battle damage engineer from the 2-pack. If you take the helmet that came off the engineer's sort of dead head and you can put it on top of him, it looks halfway decent. Now here is how he looks holding the engineer gun. It's a little bit better than the unsuited white engineer. Looks pretty decent. Like I said, if I had multiples of these guns, it would be very nice. Now here are two other guns I used to use for engineer guns. They both came with the Predator or the Blade Runner, Blade Viper vehicle. I got numerous of those, and so I got numerous of these weapons. But boy, that engineer gun, it looks so much better than those guys. It has a very engineer feel to it. It looks kind of like their ship, the Derelict. Here's an engineer holding one of those guns that came with the Predator vehicle. They're very large, and they are actual Predator sort of laser cannons, but I thought they looked kind of nice with the engineer. Here is the engineer holding the other kind of weapon that I went ahead and gave to my engineers. Like I said before, these are actually Predator weapons, but I went ahead and dumped them all on my engineer team and army. So here are engineers holding each of the 3 different kind of guns that I've deemed engineer weapons. I used to think this was the very best one. It looks so nice, and I still do, but boy, this one sure tops everything else. Like I said before, I did buy multiples of that Predator vehicle, so I did have plenty of weapons for my engineer army. Like I said, I bought multiple of those vehicles, and I decided to wall mount all of them on top of where my Alien and Predator figures go. I am happy to add the engineer gun and skull to some other existing engineer accessories. And here's Ahab versus my entire engineer army. Looks like I've got a total of 9 engineers here. Looks like he may have bit off more than he could chew. All in all, I would say I'm very happy with this Ahab figure. From him to all of his accessories that he came with, he's an absolutely wonderful figure. Like I said before, I wasn't sure if I wanted to buy him because I already had Ahab, and I'm really mostly interested in new characters. I don't necessarily need Jungle Hunter partially cloaked, Jungle Hunter with mask off, Jungle Hunter battle damage, etc., etc. But I'm very happy I got this guy. This guy is amazing. His accessories, his articulation, everything about him, his color, his detail, it's just robust. Get this guy. He's expensive, yes, but I highly recommend you pick him up. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, press like below. If you want to see more videos from me about Alien, Predator, and Batman figures, hit subscribe. If you have any comments about the video at all, please put them below. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.